If that's not a distraction, that's a moment where we need to act. The idea we're dealing with the most vicious regime on the planet who desires to destroy the state of Israel, kill us, purify Islam, make it radical from every pole to every pole is not a distraction. To people who follow this, if you don't understand this is the biggest moment for change since the fall of the Berlin Wall, you're missing a lot. This is a religious war. Who wins it at the end of the day? Do the radical Islamic terrorists who want to kill all the Jews because God told them to? Who want to kill me because I'm an infidel? Who want to purify Islam, to reject moderation and make everybody a jihadist? This is a big deal. I'll deal with Section 230. So what we're facing right now is a moment of decision that will set the course of the future of the Mideast for 1,000 years.
The president says that killing is stopped, though. I mean, what do you make of him
What?
saying? The president says that he thinks the killing is stopped. What do you make him say that?
I just gave a statement this morning that the headlines you see about President Trump lacking resolve are absolutely not accurate. The question about these operations, do they get bigger or smaller? So my belief is that the regime's days are numbered. I feel more optimistic about that today than at any time in recent memory. So you will just follow my activity the next day or two, and we'll see. But the idea that you don't understand, this is literally the most, if Iran falls and the Ayatollah falls, the largest sponsor of terrorism in the Mideast is no more. There's no help for Hezbollah, Hamas.
But
Then wait a minute. The likelihood of the region going in a new direction goes great.
But the Arab countries around in the region don't feel like
The Arab countries in the region have been more than disappointing.
How?
They're
US
public.
allies. You're talking about
Yeah, I'm not so sure they're a very good ally right now. If the media reports are true, that the Arab countries intervened on behalf of Iran to stop decisive action that was promised, that if the Arab countries are okay with Iran's Ayatollah staying in power, and they feel like the slaughter of people we've encouraged to go out into the streets is not necessary to stop, then they're not a very good ally.
Are you trying to talk to them?
I'm talking to them right now. I sent out a tweet. I'm going to reevaluate my entire opinion of the Arab World Alliance.
What do you think
You think
Wait a
any
minute.
other way? Don't you think there's another way to
No.
remove the Ayatollah as you
No. He's not going to be removed other than he either leaves because he thinks he's going to die or he comes to an end. To the Arab world, I've tried to be very hopeful to build on the Abraham Accords. But this idea of saying one thing behind closed doors and something else in public is coming to an end. So I've called Arab allies and I said, you need to correct the record. If you did, in fact, intervene to stop this action, that means you really don't understand what America's interests are and your own interests. How can you ask President Trump to do that after he's encouraged people to go out in the streets, risk their own lives? That is such a narrow view and a distorted view and, quite frankly, a sick view of what to do. I don't want to be aligned with that. So I've been very much Abraham Accords plus. But I want to hear from the Arab world's leaders that this is not true.
Explain this reevaluation. You said you
It
would
means that
reevaluate.
I would never vote for any kind of agreement that would bind us to any Arab country that actually did this. If you actually, after President Trump empowered people to feel like their freedom was at hand, that you actually believe we should wind this down and you're okay with the regime standing after all this, I don't want to be aligned with you. I don't want to do a treaty with you.
The President of the United States has made very clear what his position is on Iran. It's important that the regime in Tehran listen carefully to the President, because if anything we've learned recently is when the President says something, you need to listen to him because he's a man of action.